In this video, we will be going over how to perform a root zone invigoration and vertical mulching. Before delving into either process, let's first go over pre-tripping, job site setup, and best airspace practices. First, pre-tripping your equipment. This can include but is not limited to your transportation vehicle, the air compressor, the airspace, and additional tools that may be job specific. Follow the instructions on our pre-trip inspection software, or if not applicable, follow the product manufacturer's pre-trip recommendations found either in the manual or online. Ensure everything functions properly and that all hoses are safe for operation. Once you arrive at the job site, review your work order prepared by an ISA-certified arborist to identify the target root zone and soil area. Set up your job site by coning off your vehicle or work zone, setting up signs, and moving any yard items that could be damaged. Lower windows may also need to be blocked by mats if they are within close proximity. Make sure you have all proper PPE on, including boots, chainsaw pants or chainsaw chaps if operating a chainsaw, high-vis, safety glasses, a helmet, hearing protection, and no metal jewelry. A face shield is not required but is strongly recommended. Now let's dive into root zone invigoration. The goal of a root zone invigoration is to use an air excavation device to decompact soil in an attempt to increase macropore space and to improve water infiltration rate and gas exchange. An air excavation device is preferred as it minimizes the risk of damaging a tree's fibrous roots. Now that you have reviewed the work order to identify the soil area to be decompacted and have prepped the job site by removing any damageable items, begin the air spading. Check your airspace rating and set the compressor to the proper PSI. 90 PSI is common. Be cautious, airspades have a lot of power. For best use, have two hands on the airspace at all times. During use, hold the airspace at approximately a 30 to 45 degree angle and lean into it. This minimizes the chance of being knocked back, is generally more ergonomic and comfortable, and helps keep the soil away from your eyes. During use, have the tip of the airspace about 2 to 5 inches away from the soil to avoid damaging any part of the tree. Even though it's just air, direct contact with the tree's small and fibrous roots at a high PSI, close distance, or at a prolonged exposure are enough to cause permanent damage and harm the tree. The target depth for a root zone invigoration is the soil just below the turf. If there's a stubborn compacted portion of soil, consider using a tool like a shovel or trowel to break it up and then give the airspace another go. As you are airspading and decompacting the area, you may notice a buildup of soil as you are increasing macropore space. This will be especially true if the customer requests soil amendments to be mixed into the newly decompacted soil. You can remove the extra soil from the target area and load it into the back of your truck. You can use a shovel, wheelbarrow, or whatever you safely prefer. Once you are finished decompacting the target area, collect any nearby soil that may have blown around and dirtied up the job site. Double check the work order and, if applicable, mix in any soil amendments with a shovel or apply any seed, straw, or mulch. Either way, make sure to bring the soil to match the surrounding grade. You can use a rake if needed. Afterwards, continue to clean up the job site by placing any sensitive items back to where they were and by packing up all of your equipment. Voila! You are now done and have finished a root zone invigoration. Let's transition into vertical mulching. Vertical mulching is the process of using an air excavation device to make 12 to 18 inch deep holes in the ground and then backfilling them with either compost, fertilizer, or both. Typically, the holes will be in a concentric, radial, or grid pattern evenly dispersed near the trunk and canopy drip line. The intended goal is to directly target the tree's roots with nutrients, therefore minimizing grass nutrient competition. A byproduct of this is some soil decompaction, which is also a win for the tree. Repeat the same job site setup details from the beginning of this video. This includes reviewing the work order prepared by an ISA-certified arborist to determine the tree, soil area, and hole depth, pattern, and spacing. Commonly, you might see holes excavated 12 to 18 inches deep with holes being 3 feet apart, but this can and will vary. Begin excavating your holes with the airspace. Follow the same airspace practices mentioned earlier in this video, such as keeping two hands at all times, leaning into the airspace, and minimizing direct contact with any roots. For vertical mulching, you will want to try to keep the airspace as vertical and as close to 0 degrees as possible in order to get the straightest holes. If you run into a medium or large size root, you may need to adjust your hole placement by a few inches to avoid damaging the root. Once all of your holes have been excavated, backfill the holes with fertilizer or compost to about 3 inches from the surrounding grade and then cover the last 3 inches with the excavated soil. Repeat for all of the holes until you are finished. It is uncommon, but double check the work order and apply mulch, seed, or straw if it has been requested. Once you are done, continue to clean up the job site by placing any sensitive items back to where they were and packing up all of your equipment. Voila! You are now done and have finished the vertical mulching. For any additional questions on root zone invigoration or vertical mulching, reach out to your crew leader or production manager.